Good evening and welcome to the Bottom Line. News about your neighborhood and its condition. News that will allow you to make informed decisions. From downtown to Dover and everywhere in between, it's news that reaches the residents of Wilmington and Newcastle County. News that's real, relevant, and revealing. Yes, it's the Bottom Line. Again, good evening. I am one of your hosts, Nicole D. Surrett. So happy that you are joining us on this last Monday of June. It is June 27th. We are looking at July on Friday, so I hope that you are ready for what most people will have an extended holiday weekend. Definitely enjoy yourself, take advantage of the beautiful weather, and watch all of the rain. We're expecting some rain tonight and into tomorrow as well, but it's all good. I hope that you had an opportunity last week to make it down to Rodney Square and check out the Clifford Brown Jazz Festival. I got a chance to go a little bit Saturday night. I heard Huge Groove, and he had a special guest, Gerald Veasley. He also, and then following him was Kim Waters. Very nice crowd, and I thoroughly enjoy walking around in the supermarket or walking around at Rodney Square and people coming up to me saying, we really enjoy the show. So keep the feedback coming. Really, that just gets us motivated as the Bottom Line crew to keep bringing you our best Monday after Monday. So we appreciate your feedback. I noticed someone that evening. All of the people down at Rodney Square, I run right into the one and only Elder Ty Johnson. I don't know how that happened. He was looking smooth and sharp, and he was passing out all of these flyers. Now, you've heard of a fundraiser before, but Elder Ty just can't be, usual. He's got to put a different spin on it. Elder Ty is having a friend raiser this Thursday night from 6 to 9 at the Clarion Hotel. You know that he is running for office, and he would like you to come out and support him. There will be networking, music, and light refreshments, and anytime Elder Ty is going to be there, a guaranteed good time. So support Elder Ty. He is running for Wilmington City Council at large. Again, his friend raiser is this Thursday, June 30th, from 6 to 9 at the Clarion Hotel. I'll also give you a heads up. There's a whole lot of construction going on at 13. 13, 295, 95. If you're not sure, give yourself a little extra time, because I know I was delayed greatly trying to get to the studio tonight. So it's an inconvenience right now, but when it's all said and done, we'll be so happy that we can ride on these newly paved and expanded roads. But just to give you a heads up, be careful with traffic in Delaware. The Bottom Line crew is here tonight. Our captain is back, and we're happy that he's here. He has a few guests this evening. Shaquem is here. We have Ed Johnson with sports. I'm not even sure if Elder Ty is coming, and I believe Deneen is on her way as well. But as always, a show you certainly won't want to miss. So I'm going to take it over to State Rep Potter. Take it away.
Well, here we are. And I was glad that Nicole was here last week, her and Deneen, and they had Abundance Child, and you kind of was in a little, but I mean, it was an excellent show. Abundance was talking about what happened to her daughter, which was outrageous and, really disgusting, but these things do happen. Let me just mention a couple things news-wise before we get into some issues. Last week, I, as your state representative, passed the WEAC bill, the Wilmington Education and Improvement Commission. What that means is that we're looking to redistrict the city schools from 4 down to 3. That legislation is long overdue. It's been 60 years since we had desegregation. and they cut us up into a pie. With that, we lost our community. And you know the word community, if you look at it, it has unity in it. We lost a lot of our unity when they cut up our community. Moreover, our young people weren't getting the education as they used to. Back in the 70s and the 80s and the 60s, we had a graduation rate of about 90%. Now it's down to 60%. We truly believe that by bringing our community back together, putting our young people in 2 school districts, we'll say plus 3, because the Colonial District has about 200 some of our children, that we can get more minority black men and women in teaching into the school systems, get bus passes to the parents so that they can have access to the school. The young people won't have to get up at 4 and 5 in the morning to get ready anymore, because they won't be traveling 25 and 30 miles to some of the different schools. So the WE Act bill is very, very important. What I need you to do is call Senator McDowell, Senator Blevins, and all the other senators to say, don't change a thing with the WE Act bill. It passed the House. Now it needs to pass the Senate. So you'll know who's really supporting you based on how they pass this education bill. It's very important. Now we go back down to General Assembly tomorrow for 3 days. We've been working from 9 to 9 most nights. This week is going to be really hectic. I'll be down there Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So you won't see me much in Wilmington. I'll be in Dover, but working for you. WE Act, remember, is an education bill we've been working on for over 2 years. But prior to that, 30 years ago, there was a plan. 10 years ago, there was a plan. Enough of the plans, time for the action. So if this bill doesn't go through, I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be your senators. And we have a lot from the city of Wilmington, which we expect to do the right thing. We expect Senator McDowell to do the right thing, pass WE Act the way it is. We expect Patty Blevins to do the right thing, pass WE Act the way it is. We expect Senator Marshall to pass WE Act, leave it the way it is. Senator Poore, Senator Karen Peterson, and all the senators. We sent out some emails with all their pictures, so call your senators, tell them pass WE Act this week. As it goes for the port deal, we did approve a plan for the port deal that will bring in over 10,000 jobs that will help our city. So we're moving right along. On July the 9th, now I have to make an announcement. If I don't do this, I might not be able to go home. And Nicole will announce it again later on. It's called All Aboard. It's a fundraiser for Velda Jones-Potter, who's my wife. It's going to be at the Powell Center on Saturday from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Tickets are only $25. They're only $25. Come out to eat, meet a lot of good people. You can call Marva Richardson at 607-3869, 607-3869, or you can stop to my office and we'll have tickets there. Now I'm going to turn over to one of my guests here. I call him, I don't know, he said I can call him whatever I want to call him. Right, Shaquem?
Oh, snap.
Oh, snap.
He got the name right. Finally.
Well, after you and Nicole and Deneen and everybody beat me down, we were at an outstanding outside event yesterday.
Yes.
Was it Omar Johnson?
Omar Johnson, doctor.
Doctor. And we have, let me introduce my guest, McKee Booker, who's a community activist. He's been working for years, doing an outstanding job. And we're gonna interview him on some things. But before we do that about you, let's talk about what happened at Price's Run Park. Very peaceful, over 600 or 700 people. Outstanding event. Shaquem,
Yes. So,
you can't take it because I got your name right?
Yes, it's just shocking. But
Right here.
but pretty much the community came out to hear a wonderful man speak, Dr. Umar Johnson. He just spoke about his truth and the truth about the school system, how to, the families and the.
Oh, go ahead. That's my lawn. I got someplace to go.
So he was talking about the families and the school system and pretty much what's wrong with black families.
Right.
How IEPs are, used by the school to,
Disenfranchised.
pretty much
Yes.
children and youth, and how tests aren't really beneficial to us.
Right.
But it was very good being able to hear from somebody else's mouth, because me, I've been thinking about it a long time, and I've been thinking everything he's been saying. But you know, for him to say it in such a articulated way for a lot of different people to understand, it just made a big of a difference. And for everybody,
but you know what I like? You got to start, like when you build a house, you got to start at the foundation. McKee Booker, you know, you can just jump in here. And the foundation are the parents. So when these children are getting out of line, you got to look at the homes they come from. You know, you would have very few that were out of line if you had the parents really working with the young people. So you can't blame all the fault on the school system or somebody else. You know, you got to take your share of responsibility. Am I correct, McKee?
Yes, sir. I always say, man, even with Black Lives Matter, it's all about accountability.
That's right.
You know, and not blaming nobody else, even though we know what the situation and circumstances are.
Right.
It's about what you doing, what you going to do.
Thank you.
Accountability.
Okay, so I understand from a more tenured person's perspective, but when you're looking at now, you got a generation of kids raising kids.
Absolutely.
You're looking at a whole different spectrum of where the government is controlling how you discipline your kids.
Absolutely.
So the thing is, if you got people who are only brought up, people that are your age, that are raised in a generation, and they're only known to, okay, this is the way I have to discipline my child. This is the way I'm disciplining my child. This is the way to make my child do exactly what I want them to do, how I want them to do it, and how I want them to, you know, go about doing things. But now the government's switching that up, and now you are lost because you don't know how to discipline your children. Sometimes it's not a matter of not wanting to, it's not knowing how to.
And it comes from the beginning again, because they had to start someplace.
Yeah.
So apparently some parents must have didn't stay home, let their kids do whatever they want. Then they had children. Then that's where you get children raising children. That's where that comes from. But let's do this. Let's talk to Mr. Booker, because we got a lot on tonight.
Yes.
So tell us what you've been up to and why you're here tonight.
Well, I'm here tonight basically to talk about
your
like
event.
I said, I get nervous.
You're fine. Don't get nervous. Just have a good time. You have
I
an
can
event.
go out in the hood and
he can do everything.
bark and yell all day long. Get in front of a camera and shot right
Don't
up.
even think about
But
it.
July the 2nd, I have the War Cry gospel concert this Saturday, and it's from 12 to 8. Free food.
Okay.
You know, all the gospel singers that be coming in there. I mean, they're beautiful. They have CDs. You know, they're local inspiring artists.
Okay.
You know, to go somewhere further. You know, and it's basically a platform for them.
Okay.
And for the people, the audience, you know, to get a chance to praise and worship. Because me, you know, being a disciple of Christ, I believe it's spiritual warfare. So I believe that, you know, you must be equipped spiritually.
That's exactly right.
And when you look at it, you know, when David went out, and the rest of them always said, you know, bring me the ministry, the music ministry, so we can go out. And it's like, he said, well, wow, well, what can music do? Well, music shifts the atmosphere.
It sure does.
Because when you praise and worship, the blessings come down.
Right.
And when God meets you at a certain place, you know, it's easier because in spiritual warfare, I don't want to get too deep, but, you know, you have the prince of this air fighting against minister and messaging angels.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? So, because the Bible says that the angels of the Lord are encamped all around those who love him.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
And
so
these
that's
are
what protects us.
times,
It's
and that's
demonic
what we're dealing
forces
with.
because we can't fight it physically. You know, that's why our grandma prayed us through, and like you was just saying earlier, the children that's up there now didn't get grandmoms and them, and as it got trickled down and watered down, then we're seeing this problem right here. So my thing is to take that moral ethics and values that grandma and them instilled in us and share it with this generation, as my wife does with her program and as I do with the youth. You know what I mean? It's not a rocket science what I do. You know, it's nothing complicated. It's basically the conversations that I have with everybody in the street. And I just practice those conversations. That's all.
Okay. So July the 2nd.
July the 2nd.
And what time again?
From 12 p.m. to 8 p.m.
War Cry.
War Cry.
And he's going to have a lot of gospel music.
Yes, gospel music. Number strictly Jesus, man. That's how I am, man, because, you know, that's what got me through. I don't know no other way. I don't knock nobody else, but when it comes to me, Jesus is my Lord and Savior, the God of my life, the powerhouse. You said when the strong tower, you know, my present help in the time of trouble. That's all I got, you know what I mean? Because I can't lean on myself no more. I had too many charges doing that.
All right. Well, look, we're going to have to throw it over to Nicole because she's looking over here and, you know, people are stopping her in the supermarket on the street trying to get her autograph. But really they're saying, can you get the autograph of Ed or Pot or Deneen or Shaquem? But she think it's her. So we're going to throw it right over to Nicole. Nicole, take it away.
Oh my goodness. Live television, you never know what's going to happen. So, I want to make a couple of announcements. One, I have to say happy birthday to my daughter, Nicalia Elise Thompson. She is 24 today. I don't care how old she is, she'll always be baby sweet pea to me. And I wanted to let you know that last Wednesday, I celebrated my 5th cancerversary. So I was so excited about that. I had on my pink tiara and I had on my pink survivor sash, and I wore it all day long, and it was just really nice to connect with people. You know, they're looking at the sash and the tiara, but they couldn't read it. So they said, once they got closer and they saw that it was a survivor sash, they're like, oh, you know what? Congratulations. My mom's still fighting, or I lost my grandmom, and you know, just keep doing it. So 5 years down, I'm excited about that. And for those who don't know, 5 years is a big milestone. Now, I did a big celebration last week, but I actually celebrate life every day. A cancer diagnosis or some other type of life-threatening diagnosis really changes your perspective. So, just really excited about that. And I'm equally excited to have this next guest in the studio. And she celebrated her first cancerversary in February. So she's not a bosom buddy, and we're not linked in pink, but we are connected by cancer. So I'm so happy, Miss Sharon Clark, that you are here this evening. How are you?
I am wonderful, thank you.
Looking good, looking real good. I saw you in the green room and I thought, I need to go home and put on something fancier because you're looking real sharp. I'm glad that you are here, and I had a chance to talk to you earlier in the week, and we just really connected on so many points. So mine was breast cancer. Yours was what type of cancer?
Well, it's multiple myeloma, which is actually a blood cancer.
Right.
And there are 3 types of blood cancer. There is leukemia, lymphoma, and multiple myeloma, which is the one I have.
Right. And what State Rep Potter didn't know is that I actually lost my father to multiple myeloma when I was 16. So I am familiar with it as much as you can be as a 16-year-old.
Right.
But talk a little bit about how you found out about it and kind of what your journey was like.
Wow. Well, I've known Mr. Potter for many years. My symptom pretty much was just back pain that we take for granted because we're always doing things, you know, running around, taking care of kids, the house. And on January of last year, I was getting ready to take a shower to go to church and went to turn the shower on, and my back just collapsed. And I passed out and ended up going to the emergency room. And even after spending 6 days there and coming home with a walker, because I couldn't walk, they still had not diagnosed me. But what they found out was that my blood count was extremely low, so they had to give me an emergency blood transfusion. So 2 weeks later, I went to see a hematologist oncologist. And of course, on February 13th, which was a Friday, the day before Valentine's, instead of getting flowers, I got the cancer word that I had multiple myeloma. So of course, you know, it was really shocking to me because no one else in my family has ever been diagnosed with any type of cancer. I was the first one. I was 51 years old. And what they told me was that it was a cancer that affected more African Americans than it did Caucasians. I'm from the Caribbean, and of course I'm trying to get my way out of cancer, so I said, well, how did I get it? I'm Caribbean American. And of course, you know, that's the humor to try to get out of cancer, right?
Right.
So the doctor said, well, you know, it's one of those things. Immediately, he said I needed to start treatment. There wasn't go home, talk to your family, make a follow-up. We started treatment that same day. It was a Friday. I started medication, and then on Monday, I had my first chemo treatment.
May I stop you for a second, Ms. Sharon? Were you comfortable with that decision?
Yes, I
Okay,
was.
that's a good, I needed to ask that because as I talk to women across the country who are at different stages in their cancer journey, sometimes I hear women say, I got diagnosed on Monday, they want to do surgery on Tuesday, I have questions, and it's like, okay, it's your body, it's your life, you have a right to get a second opinion, a 20-second opinion, whatever you need to do. So as long as it felt right for you, I just wanted to highlight that because a lot of times treatment doesn't necessarily happen that quickly. But if you were okay with it and it felt right to you, then, you know, by all means. So I'm glad you acted upon that.
Well, what I looked at was the time frame I spent in Christiana Hospital. They came up with nothing. And then I tried to inquire about the doctor and found out that he had graduated top of his class at Berkeley, and he was very highly respected as an oncologist. So I looked at that, and of course, I prayed. And I said, God, tell me what I'm doing here. And I trusted God.
Right.
And I didn't second guess myself. I went on the computer and I Googled multiple myeloma, and it was just too much information. I said, forget this. I'm not going to read anymore because it's going to drive me crazy.
Right.
I'm just going to trust God and trust the doctor, and that was it.
Right. And a lot of people, when they get a diagnosis, they do resort to the internet. And of course, there's a whole lot of information on the internet. All of it's not good. All of it's not accurate. And as you said, it was just overwhelming. Stress is a piece that we don't need. Right. We're already dealing with a diagnosis. We don't need the stress component. So if you have been recently diagnosed, just to caution you about running to the internet for information. Again, it's not all accurate and it can be overwhelming. So you just want to, you know, be mindful of that. Yes.
Stay away. One of the first things I did do, I looked for a support group. And in the Helen Graham Center, I found there was a blood cancer support group for multiple myeloma, and that was one of the best things I think I did. It's funded by the Leukemia Lymphoma Society of Delaware. So I went to the support group and got a lot of information, and there are people there in different stages of their cancer. And of course, there's a lot of information, as you said, and multiple myeloma is treated a lot differently than other cancers. There's not a lot of things you can do to see it coming, because it's not like breast cancer where you can do a mammogram to screen
or
it.
Or self-exam or
Exactly.
something like that.
There's nothing like that. So when they tell you about all the different medications, of course, the side effects, when they tell you that list, I'm like, I am not going to take this medicine because all I hear is I'm going to get a heart attack and I'm going to die. But the support group did help me with that because I talked to the people there and found that all of them had taken the medication. So that's the only reason I took it.
Okay.
I didn't go by the doctor and the pharmacy.
Right.
It was the people that I met there who we've actually become a family.
Right. And that's the benefit of a support group.
Yes.
And there are many support groups available. So there are support groups at the Helen Graham Center. You can also go to the Cancer Support Community. All of their programs are free, whether it's an exercise program, a meditation program. There are many resources available to help you in your journey. So I'm glad that you took advantage of that. And we've been showing some pictures while we were talking. I saw one of you in front of the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. And I'll share with you, Ms. Sharon, that's when I found out that multiple myeloma was a blood-related cancer, is when I did my first marathon for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society.
Wow.
I'm one of those people, when you give me something, I read everything.
Okay.
So I'm reading all of the pamphlets, and multiple myeloma showed up. I've always known what my father had, but never knew that it was a blood-related cancer until I did my first marathon.
Wow.
So I did that marathon in Dublin, Ireland as a race walker, and I did it in his memory and in honor of a current young person who was still fighting. So so we're connected on multiple fronts.
Yes.
And so you do some work with the Leukemia Lymphoma Society as well, right?
Right. I started figuring out, what do I want to do with this? I've got this diagnosis. What do? I can roll over and feel sorry for myself, or I could jump in and help others. And what I found out, first of all, is that there were no African Americans involved in the support group. And if it was our disease, why aren't we?
Right.
So I went out and started talking to a lot of people and say, you know what, there's help for us. Why should we suffer in silence? There's resources. So I started talking to people in the community. And when I started talking to people at the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, I said, you know, Sharon, I can do a lot more. I want to live.
Right.
We need funding, so what can I do? So I started organizing my own fundraisers. And it being an election year has been great for me. I've had guest bartending events, and a lot of the wannabe politicians have come out and volunteered, and I've raised a lot of funds for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. And so they asked me to join their leadership team, so I'm a volunteer.
Okay.
And I've been doing bowling parties and just whatever I can to get the word out in the community. Speaking at churches, I've gone to schools and different places, wherever people will listen. Just to
And
know.
for all of your community effort, I understand that you just won an award. Is that correct? Can you
Yes,
quickly
I
tell
did.
us about that?
Last week, I went to an event that they hosted for volunteers, and I was amazingly surprised. I do what I do just because I think it's the right thing to do, and I want to help because I want them to find a cure. But they surprised me, and I received an award for, it's called the Mission Award, because of me spreading the mission around the country.
Right, right.
So,
Well, congratulations,
I'm
and
so
I know that
excited.
this is just the beginning.
Just the
and
beginning.
you, just like myself, took a problem and turned it into a possibility.
Yes.
And it's about helping other people in their journey. So thank you for what you've done and what you will continue to do for people dealing with blood-related cancers.
Yes,
Great,
yes.
great.
And one last thing.
Real quick.
There's a walk coming up, and I expect to see you there. It's going to be the Light the Night Walk on October 8th at the AI DuPont Hospital to be our last fundraiser.
Okay.
And I just want to give a quick shout out to my friends at Wilmue Toastmasters, which is where I'm getting my training for my
Oh, I'm
speaking.
a Toastmaster too.
All right.
Okay, we better turn it over to Ed because he's giving me that look.
All right. They always
they
going
wanna
to
comment on
prod me about Cleveland, especially Charles, because we had a little side bet which he won, and I didn't want to pay him. But every day Cleveland turned out to be the better team this time around, and Golden State is still my squad. Okay, in local sports, a guy named Jay Witsby repeats as Delaware's amateur golf champ at the Wild Quail Golf Country Club. Congratulations to Mr. Whitby and his entire family. Also in local sports, the University of Delaware football team will be featured on TV twice this season. The first is October the 29th, a homecoming game against Townsend, and November the 12th is a visit at the defending CAA champs Richmonds. Both are to air on Comcast Sportsnet Philadelphia. Each kicks off at 3:30 p.m. Good luck to the Blue Hens. NHL hockey. The NHL will be expanding to Las Vegas. Its 31st franchise goes to Las Vegas, awarded to billionaire businessman Bill Foley. Play will start in the 2017 season. Good luck with ice hockey in a place where daytime temps reach an average of 109 degrees. The Olympics. The Olympics, which starts in less than 30 days. Rory McIlroy, one of golf's best golfers, has opted out of the Rio Olympics as fear grows with the Zika virus looms. Many athletes are opting out of these Olympics for that reason because of the Zika virus, which is very dangerous. On the basketball side, Kyrie Irving, point guard of the world champion Cleveland Cavaliers, will lead the men's Olympic basketball team in that field. Baseball. The Philadelphia Phillies are still stumbling, and trade talks for Ryan Howard heats up. I'm going to come back to baseball in a minute. I'm going to jump to tennis. The Wimbledon tournament starts today with number one seed Novak Djokovic on the men's side and Serena Williams, the number one seed on the women's. We wish Serena the best of luck. The play is going on right now. Some of the number one players, some of the top players have already advanced to the second round. Hope she bounces back. She's defending champion in Wimbledon. Hopefully, she'll bounce back and win this tournament because she's been the runner-up in the last three tournaments, major tournaments. Baseball. The Baltimore Orioles have once again taken over the lead in the American League East. They were the team that jumped out to maybe about 10, 11 wins in the first part of the season. They're doing very well, and they look like they're the best team in the American League East. And right now, Baltimore is leading Boston. They've opened up a 4-game lead over Boston. Boston was leading them about 3 or 4 games about a couple weeks ago. In the Central, Cleveland. Cleveland has won 9 games in a row. And from what I understand, they got the best pitching staff in baseball. I haven't had a chance to really watch them very much, but they're winning games at a tremendous clip. They might come into the contention at the end of the season. They're 44-30. Right now, Texas is leading the West at 49-27. In the National League East, Washington is 44-32. Philadelphia is 12.5 games back at 32-45. Chicago still has the best record in baseball at 48-26. And San Francisco in the West is right not far behind at 49-28. Also, Pete Rose has been inducted into baseball's Hall of Fame by the Cincinnati Reds. And if you ask me, Pete Rose, the all-time hit leader at 4,192 hits, ought to be inducted to the Hall of Fame because he did that on the field. Now, everybody makes mistakes, and Pete Rose is not perfect. He should be inducted to the Baseball Hall of Fame as baseball's all-time hit leader because he did that on the field. He made a mistake. He bet on baseball. Let's get over it. Get this man where he's supposed to be at. Okay? Basketball. The Sixers drafted Ben Simmons with the number 1 pick in overall draft. They now have 2 of the top 3 players with Okafor and Ben Simmons in the last 2 years. Let's see what they're going to do with it because I'm waiting for them to trade them away because they seem to do that every year. You know, they're going to mess this up some kind of way. They don't want to keep no good players because what are good players to them? Okay, in a blockbuster trade, Charles's New York Knicks acquired Derrick Rose. And I was shocked by that deal because Derrick Rose, he won the MVP at 22 years old, and he's only 27 years of age right now. He played most of the season last year. If this guy comes back to his old form, there's still a lot of tread left on them tires, and the Knicks are going to be a very dangerous team. In closing, I want to say golfer Bill Hurley won at the Quicken Loans as Tiger Woods watched standing by. I don't know what's going on with Tiger Woods. And I want to say a swimmer, Andrew Grammell, previously of Wilmington, the University of Delaware's swimming team, will be competing for a spot on the Olympic team. We're going to take it over to Shaquem and Deneen. You guys take care and have a good day.
Hello, everyone. I am here again with Deneen and the family.
And the family.
And the family.
Impromptu.
But before we get started, I definitely have a quick shout out to make towards Travis Smith Sr. They are having an official Grand Green opening at Act Generation Global Center. This will be on Thursday, June 30th, 2016 at 3 p.m. It will be a ribbon cutting ceremony. They'll be also featuring the largest personal collection of Michael Jackson, Jackson 5, and Jesse Jackson, all the Jacksons, and the Jacksons. All of their information, all their pieces, over 5,000 pieces. The exhibit is open to the public on Thursday, June 30th from 4 to 9 p.m. and on Friday, July 1st through Sunday, July 3rd from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Tickets are $10 for adults and students are $5. A portion of the proceeds will be going to the Act Generation School. And to purchase tickets, you can go on actgeneration.eventbrite.com. Congratulations, Travis Smith Sr. I know you've been working very hard on this, and I'm glad to see it coming to fruition. The second thing is, this weekend we had made a plan to go back to Flint, Michigan. This weekend, unfortunately, we did not go back to Flint, Michigan. The reason why is because we did have donations, but we didn't have enough. A lot of donations came in at the deadline, and I'm a type of person, where I don't do things last minute, nor do we do things out of order. So with this being stated, we haven't extended the deadline to July 6th. We would like all donations to us, whether it be water, whether it be money, cash, financial, monetary donations. Please get it to us by July 6th, because July 8th, Friday, July 8th, we are expecting to be pulling out, going back up to Flint, Michigan. We are also now having a raffle. You can purchase tickets. Tickets are $2 a piece or 3 for $5. We have about $75 to $100 worth of gift cards that we are raffling off. So if you want to get in on that, please see me, or you can go to Sepia Cleaners and purchase your tickets. It's very important that we do support one another, and right now they need our support. So that's our mission right now, is to give support to where it's needed. Just wanted to give you that little tidbit. I didn't mean to step on any toes, but if you was expecting us to leave last week, unfortunately we didn't. You got more time to get that donation in.
Awesome. So just let them know where the Cleaners is located, just so everyone's clear.
Okay, Sepia Cleaners is located at 336 South Heald Street, right on the corner. When you go inside, most likely you'll be seeing Denise Bradshaw or Teran Smith.
Okay, and what's their hours of operation?
Hours of operation are Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Okay, let's eliminate the excuses, people. You know the location and the time that they're open, so get your donations in. This is a very important cause. You have some people right here that are on a mission, an awesome mission, and we want to support that. So any donation that you can make would be greatly appreciated.
Pick
right,
up service available.
Okay, awesome.
Pick up service is available. If you know me on Facebook, you can find me on Instagram, whatever. My phone number is 302-521-3041. Give me a personal call if you would like me to pick some stuff up.
Awesome.
All right, so
Awesome, good stuff. So
Good to
it's
see
so
you.
good to see you. I know, it seems like it's been forever.
it has been.
Oh my gosh, it's been busy. I mean, the weather broke, and it's like we broke, right?
Yes.
But we're coming back together, and we're coming back stronger than ever, because
Yes.
we've definitely had our hands in a lot going on.
lot.
We have a lot to report, right?
Yes.
So a lot to catch up on. So
Yes.
we're excited about where we're going.
So where do we want to start?
I know, right? Where can we start? Well, we can start on a lighter note. We can start talking about the BET Awards last night.
Those BET Awards was amazing.
Okay, so Mr. Potter, our captain,
Yes.
has suggested that we add some co-hosts this
Yep,
evening.
we got two co-hosts, two great co-hosts.
So unexpectedly, we brought them on the air, and I think this is a good opportunity. These are both of my children. So this is Taylor. Taylor is 6 years old. Say hello.
Hello.
And this is Tamir. Tamir is 11. Say hello.
Hello.
So, Shakim, I know you mentioned briefly that
Yes.
we were going to talk about families and connections and the
Yes.
things that are happening out
So,
here. So let's start there.
I seen pictures. I just seen a whole lot of pictures. I had no idea. I didn't know, but I just seen a whole lot of pictures of beautiful water, beautiful sand, just people jumping off of cliffs into water, and I just seen family, and I just seen it was just amazing unity. You just seen connection. It was just there. And what have you been up to?
We've been up to a lot. It has been a very busy 6 weeks. I'm telling you, it's been nonstop. And between me and my husband and our businesses and just family life and keeping some type of normalcy between our children while our life is turned upside down. But it's all good.
Yes.
It's all good. And so we decided to take a break on June 10th. We logged on and decided we were going to leave on the 16th. So we packed our bags and we headed to Montego Bay, Jamaica.
Oh.
Yeah, so we were in Montego Bay for 4 days, 3 nights, and we stayed at the Grand Palladium, which was amazing. And it was just a good, relaxing time. It was a great experience for the children. So I wanted them to share a little bit because, it's so important. I mean, you go and you see the water and the
Yes.
sand and everything, and you have a chance to relax. But more importantly, I like to experience the culture. I like to
Yes.
see the town. I like to meet the people. And I like to share that experience with my children because we talk about children being ungrateful.
Yes, all the time.
And so when you have a chance to experience other children coming from a different walk of life, then you just only hope as a parent that their eyes are open,
Yes.
and that they're paying attention to the reason that they have to be grateful. And so, Tamir, I know you had an awesome time in Jamaica,
Yes.
right? You loved it?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me Tamir, actually, we went to Rick's Cafe, right? And so, Tamir, tell us about your experience at Rick's Cafe.
My experience at Rick's Cafe was one, I jumped off a cliff, the small one. And
Which was about 15 to 20 feet high. Okay, so it wasn't
That's a
that
small
But it was a powerful time because we went with some other family members and we faced our fears that day. Because
I'm
most
a
of
height
us are
person.
afraid of heights.
Yeah, I don't do heights.
And it was really about facing our fears, and just taking the leap, And my 11-year-old baby jumped off the cliff too. And he,
Nice.
even though he was afraid and, he was a little. I'm sorry. Tamir, would you like to tell us? I'm so
About your
excited for
experience.
you. Go ahead.
when I jumped off the cliff, it was kind of iffy if I was going to make it back to the ladder to climb up, but it was a nice experience.
What was your favorite experience out of all of them while you were
Jumping
in
off the
Jamaica?
cliff.
Jumping off the cliff? What was your favorite food?
The baked fries.
Baked fries? Fries baked. I gotta try that one.
So Taylor, this is Taylor's first time experiencing a different country, Tamir or island. Tamir has been to a couple, but Taylor, tell us about your first experience.
My first experience was going to Jamaica, and I loved it. And my favorite thing going there was when what's it called? When we was gonna go snorkeling, but we didn't, and instead we went to the pool.
You love the pool, right? So you guys took a boat ride. Okay.
That was fun.
That was fun too.
We hit a rock and we got stuck.
Not so fun, right? Yeah, but it was a great experience. Great family experience.
And you know what? This is very important that a lot of families get to see this, because I've only actually met these children for about a good 30 minutes now. And I feel like I know them forever. No, not really. But it's like where you see the discipline within the children, and it only stems from the top. It only comes from the top, and it flows down to the bottom. And you can see the job that the parent has done to instill in the children. And just to see the unity within the family, like I seen it through the pictures. And I was just like, man, like they are really like, they're having fun, but they're having family fun. And it's different type of fun. It's like you get to enjoy each other's company. You get to take that time out where you're not so busy worrying about work, worrying about school, worrying about getting this paper done, getting that thing done, getting this turned in, getting this bill paid. You get to take the time out and just say, I want to just enjoy the time with the people I love.
And you know what? It's funny because when you speak things into your life and they start to unfold, you know that it's the Creator that made these things possible. I'm so grateful to God for the way that He's opened doors for my family. And I can only hope that the life that we have inspires, somebody else to, not just go on vacation, but to take their children with them,
Yes.
to give them another experience, to show them another way of life, to show them that it's more to life.
Yes.
A lot of children are so definite about what they want. And children don't know what they want.
They don't know at all.
These teenagers walking around like they got it all together, and they haven't seen anything, they haven't been anywhere, they haven't met anyone different and new outside of what they're used to. Right.
The norm.
And exactly, and it's so important because the more you experience and, the more well-rounded you become, and the more, you open your mind to new and different things, which leads you to new and different places that can open up a world of possibilities. So it's so important to expose your children and give them a different outlook on life.
So I'm glad we was able to cover that. And this is what stems back into the BET. One statement about BET.
Oh, 2 words. Jesse
Williams. I already
oh my
knew.
goodness.
And one of the main key phrases that he has is millions of you smiling all of our music, comedy, inventions, athletics, fashion, etc. But when we're not entertaining you, you hate us.
You know, it's something very powerful that he said when he said, we're magic,
Yes,
but we're real.
we're real.
Right, and I just thought that was so powerful and so profound. He said a ton of things that are very
A
profound.
lot.
You log on to
Much
BET
needed.
and other links.
Yes.
You'll find the live version, the clip there,
Yes.
and it definitely makes you stop and think, right, about where we are as a people. So
Yes.
yeah, so this was great.
Yes,
you guys
it was.
thank you for joining us this evening.
Yes.
You're
Mr. Taylor and Tamir
Tell
White.
everyone bye at home.
Say bye.
Bye.
See ya.
All right.
All
see
right,
you
we're
next
going to
week.
toss it to Charles and Ed over in Set B.
Well, welcome back. I'm just so happy that Tamir and Taylor got a chance to talk because Deneen was taking all the oxygen out the room. She was so excited for her family. But it sounds like she had a wonderful trip. And Thomas, I wish he was here. I haven't seen Thomas for a while, but he's a very special person. And I'm glad that the Lord is showing favor in their lives.
Yes,
But-
because after that accident that he had, you know, he's really
Yeah.
come a long way. And
Yes,
he's
yes.
really looking good the last time I saw him, and I'm
But-
happy for the young
But
man.
that's what faith does.
That's right.
And
You got to keep
believing
faith in God.
There you go. Now, what I like to do, Ivan would put up the picture of my wife. I want to talk about her for a while. I don't get to talk about her much. My wife, Velda Jones Potter, is running for city treasurer, former state treasurer, former finance director for the city of Wilmington. So she gets results. She's going to be ready on day one. She's ready right now to go. Let me just mention a few things. She has a Bachelor's of Science degree in engineering from the University of Delaware. She has a Master of Finance degree from Indiana University. She has a corporate executive experience from DuPont and MBNA Americas, and she's an entrepreneur dealing with venture capital. She's going to protect your pension plan, those 22 pensioners from the city. She's going to be the watch person over the money and cut waste. Now you can come back to me and Ed. What do you think, Ed? She's ready.
Man, she ain't more than ready, Charles. She did a great job as a state treasurer, and you know, I'll be very happy to have her in as city treasurer. You know, I'm supporting her in 100%. You know, she's got that upcoming fundraiser.
Yes,
on
July
July
the
the
9th.
9th
Yes.
at the PAL Center. It's from
Yes.
5 to 8,
Yes.
I think you said.
Only $25.
$25, and that's, you know, we want to give her support, and we want everybody to come out and join us because I think she's going to make a great city treasurer because as a state worker myself, I know she's going to protect my pension.
Right.
Because I'm getting ready to go into retirement, and I'll be happy to have her in there because and on top of all that, Charles, she's just one of the nicest persons that you can
thanks.
ever
I'm
meet,
sure
man. And I
she
wish I
is.
could steal her
Yes.
from you, man.
Well, you can't do that. But, you know, one of the things about it, you see all the uproar because their finances aren't correct over in Europe and throughout the world. She will give stability to the city of Wilmington. The city of Wilmington needs stability in their finances. The current guy, he's done a good job. You cannot have, this is not a position for a novice. It is not. The complexity of the office, you got to deal with investments. You got to deal with bonds, AAA rating. You got to deal with all of this. So when there's going to be some debates, when you go to the debates and Velda's ready, just say,
Girl from Riverside.
what are you going to do about bonds, investments? What are you going to do with cutting waste? What are you going to do with analyzing things? And if you can't manage people, you got to be managing people because somebody can steal the shop. Am I right, Ed?
That's right. She has the experience to do a good job because she's already did a very good job as the state treasurer.
Right.
Therefore, the guy that she's running against, I don't think he has enough experience to be able to do as well of a job that she'll be able to do because we already know what she can do.
Right, right.
We've had
but
her
I just want to say that, remember, if you need a sign, we have signs at my office, or you can call her campaign number at 333-9040. 333-9040. We've been putting up signs all week. You need a Velda Jones for a city treasurer. Come to my office, help her out because she wants to help you out to make sure your money is accounted for. She will watch over your money. She will save money, and that money can be converted to bring jobs into the city and economic development. So, Ed, we like to thank people. You want to thank them for tuning in
Thank
to
you
the
for
bottom
tuning in
line.
to the bottom line. We're having a very good show again, as usual.
Yes,
And
yes.
let me just say, if you need insurance needs, come over to see Charles
That's
in our new
right.
office. If you need some tax work done, come over to see me. I have
And
a
let's
lot of
say
people
hi to
still doing our
Julius
thing.
and Nick the Hat and everybody.
That's
Have
right.
a great time. All the seniors, we love you. Get out and vote Velda Jones Potter on September 13th. Thank you.
Take care.